2008. Gold opened this morning at $733.90. A 1 ounce gold coin can be purchased for $756.74, $378.37 for the half ounce, and $189.18 for a quarter ounce. That's $756.74, $378.37, and $189.18.
There has been talk coming from the Council of Foreign Relations of forming an American Union combining Canada, Mexico, and the U.S. and erasing economic borders. Bush met with Vincent Fox, President of Mexico, Paul Martin, Prime Minister of Canada, discussing a security and prosperity partnership. The formation of a North American Union will have a great impact on the U.S. economy. Jerome Corsi published the document, The Plan to Replace the Dollar with the Emerald. The sovereignty of the U.S. is under attack, and Corsi uncovers the secrets and lies that surround the deceit. Call for your copy today, 800-686-2237. We the people must take a stand. That's 800-686-2237. That's 800-686-2237.
Silver is mankind's oldest natural antibiotic. This very special mineral has been used for centuries by most cultures throughout the world. Utopia, Texas is home to a small but mighty supplement company called Utopia Silver, who offers colloidal products produced in distilled water without use of animal protein, nitrates, or saline solutions. Because our colloidal silver is made up of nano-sized particles, it can be better utilized at the cellular level, and germs can't mutate to be resistant like they can to modern-day antibiotics. Utopia Silver has a broad range of health supplements, including colloidal silver, gold, and copper, with a money-back guarantee on the colloidal products we produce. For 4 years, Utopia Silver has been fighting in the Texas courts against agencies that would steal our God-given rights of health care and freedom of speech. Visit us today at utopiasilver.com. That's UTOPIA silver.com, or call 888-213-4338, 888-213-4338, and help us win this battle.
Alan Watts, our guest. Call's coming up. Alan, of course, you've only covered one tiny area of this, and they just throw it in your face that they knew in the studies over 100 years ago what this would do, and they said, well, put it in the plastics, put it in the liners for the tin cans, put it in everything, and more importantly, they said, let's put fluoride, sodium fluoride in the water, and we have the documents on that, but then they just laugh at us. Please continue, Alan Watt.
Yes, what you have is a multi-pronged attack. When you look at your victim or your enemy in warfare, you must study the enemy, and the enemy are the people. You study them, you find out what their habits are, what do all people go through in stages, etc. How do they rear their young? You can conceive their young. Where can you hit your target? You hit your target in the womb, preferably, if you want to stop major natural changes from occurring. You get in there first and you cause abnormal changes. We've been under attack from so many areas, including the inoculations. Now, Lord Bertrand Russell, another member of MI5, that is now declassified again, along with Koestler and many other big writers of their time, who led big international meetings, he said himself that they'd also use the needle to make people very placid. And those are his words in one of his books. And they have been using inoculations. They trained the public, who are taught to trust their masters, and they've trained them that everything they pump into your body is for your own good.
Well, it's like your dog. You're lovingly coming over and getting your lap, and the government just injects cyanide in. I mean, it's so sick. Please continue.
Yes, and once again, these inoculations literally have targeted the immune system of people. There's hardly a person in the Western world with an intact immune system. I thought about this years ago when I looked at the fads that the medical sciences have gone through, and they do go through these strange fads. And back in the 50s, at the same time as all this was mandated to go into effect with the food and so on, they also started tonsillectomies and removing adenoids. As a matter of course, with all children in Europe around the age of 4 or 5, it was the done thing to do, and every mother brought in their child, and out would come their adenoids and their tonsils. That's your first line of defense. They are parts of your immune system. They create white blood cells. So once they're removed, you're already missing 30% of them. You're being set up so that ordinary little colds or flus or things which you would normally fight off could actually kill you. And that was the intent of attacking the immune system.
And they did studies in the 40s. They knew that antibiotics were going to create super bacteria. But please continue.
Yes, they did. Yeah. And not only that, what really staggers the mind, too, I call this the matrix because you swallow the world that's been presented to you. And everything in it is pretty well false or a deception or a cover. Now, again, the CBC in Canada did an incredible documentary a few years ago called phagocytes. Now, phagocytes are viruses which are man-made, which can attack and destroy other viruses, any other viruses literally programmed to destroy, or bacterium. And the Russians, the Soviet system, were using them from 1917 onwards, and all through the period up until the 90s, the mid-90s, the West they knew about this, of course, in intelligence agencies. They knew about this in the military-industrial complex. But we were told there's nothing but antibiotics. Meanwhile, children can go into a clinic in Russia with pneumonia. They get a little puffer, inhalant. They have a couple of breaths of this. They go home, and they're cured the following day because special viruses can be programmed like computers from 1917, and they did not need antibiotics in Russia. Now, a company in New York bought over all of the rights of this particular Georgian company in the ex-Soviet Union, and they've kept it quiet. They're only using it for one thing only, and I don't trust them here. They're using it in all cold-cut meats now. They put these phagocytes, viruses, on the cold-cut meats, supposedly to kill off other viruses.
That's right. In Latin, it means bacteria eater. And the bigger problem with the cold cuts and the meats that they're spraying with it is it allows them to take rotten meat covered in feces from the slaughterhouse, literally, folks, and not clean it off or not throw it away. They just spray it with virus eaters, viruses that eat bacteria, and then you still have the bacteria dead in the toxins they secrete, their fecal matter, and so you then eat the toxins. Also, the way they're breeding these viruses in these tanks, there's other viruses they're mixing in when they spray it in to the larger preparation. Correct, Alan?
That's right, and now we have outbreaks of listeria on cold meat suddenly that didn't happen before.
And so their answer is radiate it. But you're still eating the toxin. What gets you really sick is the bacteria excrement. We'll be right back with Alan Watt and your calls.
We're on the march. The Empire's on the run. Alex Jones and the GCN Radio Network.
Don't be a victim of sudden cardiac arrest due to inflammation of the arterial walls. Our hemp foods are anti-inflammatory and gluten-free and can greatly benefit the health of the human body. By calling 908-691-2608 or visiting hempusa.org, you can benefit from this wonderful natural food source. Our customers are also purchasing this natural food for long-term storage, camping, survival, and emergency food rations. Call 908-691-2608 or visit hempusa.org today. Hempusa.org believes that now is the time to plan for the future, and food will be your greatest asset. People spend money on all kinds of things, but our warning is prepare now for food shortages in the future. So don't delay, call today, 908-691-2608, and see what our powder, seeds, and oil can do for you.
May I have everybody's attention, please? I've come with a message of information. 9/11 was an inside job.
Do you like being a puppet, sir? Do you like being a puppet for the New World Order?
How do the American people know that 9/11 was a stage, was engineered by you, David Rockefeller, the Trilateral Commission, the CFR?
Please sit down and shut up. The day that we stop asking questions is the day that we have allowed the seeds of despotism to grow at our own door.
7 years after the attacks of September 11th, a global awakening has taken place.
An inside job? How dare you?
If you know that there's treason going on, you can be held accountable for treason yourself.
All hell is breaking loose on 6th Avenue.
And if the government has not told the truth, in 5 years we will be here on the 10th anniversary of 9/11.
Truth Rising. Download the film at prisonplanet.tv right now or get the DVD at Infowars.com. It's now time to take the revolution to the next level.
Free yourself from expensive cable and